Well, it's been a while since I've done one of these vlog reviews, so again, adjusting volume, and well, here we are. It's been about 3 weeks since I did my last review, which was the third season of Cobra Kai, and interestingly enough, this is another 80s-esque themed thing I'm reviewing. And I actually was going to post a vlog on Monday, but I didn't feel like doing it because on Twitter I said I was going to do a talk about the Morgan Wallen thing, that the country singer that got busted using the N word. But when I was doing research on that video, I was like, okay, these news sources are saying everything that I could possibly say about the situation. So why would I want to regurgitate something to a small audience that's being said by more eloquent and highly paid professionals? Yeah, so yeah, besides, if you heard that story and you know my views on uh if you know my views on the whole how treat on the whole thing, then yeah, I think you'll know that I think you all know that I obviously am in the camp of fuck Wallen, and I hope his career falls apart. That I think that's what you know where I'd be going anyway. And it looks like we have a little bit of a guest here. Yes, my well, it's my dad. He usually comes down here to do uh exercises. I kind of forgot about that. So you might see an older man coming back and forth on the back of the camera. But anyway, so this week's review is going to be a I would say it's probably an obscure Stallone movie called Over the Top, which boy, this one, I mean, it's an okay movie, but I think Stallone wore out his welcome with the underdog shtick. The whole plot is that this muscular trucker played by Stallone is trying to reconnect with his estranged son, who he apparently abandoned like 10 years ago. There is going to be spoilers in this video, so you'll see what the reasoning is behind that. So he picks up his son Michael, a pretentious sophisticate from military school, to meet with his wife and Michael's mother before she, well, just to see her off and make sure she does well with heart surgery. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen to the mother. Um, so the movie is basically a father reconnecting with his son, which on paper it sounds like a really sweet idea. And I think this movie would have worked better if it was just about. I think it would have worked better as just a road trip movie, because it part of it is that, but the sport underdog element is now arm wrestling. And by this point, this movie had come out in 1987. So by this point, Stallone had done four Rocky movies. I think he had done at least two Rambo films. So we already know he's the badass action hero slash underdog with heart of gold. So I think at this point, the reason why this movie didn't do so well, I think, was just people were fatigued from the shtick. I mean, it's not a bad shtick, but they don't. There's not a lot. This movie doesn't have as much heart as it thinks it does, and it doesn't have as much emotion or charisma to get you involved in the story. Overall, overall, the acting's okay. Stallone's actually pretty good in this, but the kid playing Michael, he's fine for the most part. But when he has to play, when he has to act sad and cry, it's weird. He can make the right sad crying noises, but his face looks like he's doing a cartoony caricature of a sad kid. It doesn't look believable. And also, for a kid who is in military school and is like 12, 13 years old, he cries way too much in this movie. It's like every other second. Like, okay, I, I, I can understand. The one scene where he tears up that I totally get is when the mom dies. That's totally understandable. Anyone will cry in that situation. But when he loses an arm wrestling match against some punks in an arcade, it's just like, okay, look, again, I know he's a kid, but you're in military school. They had to have beaten the wimpiness out of you. Really? Like, show emotion for something that's warranted. Don't cry at the drop of a penny. Oh, man. And so Michael finds out that his father got driven away from his mother because his rich a-hole grandpa tried to split the family apart because he never approved of Hawk. Which, okay, all right, yeah, I think that's actually not a bad twist because I mean, I think you can kind of see the twist coming, but not to the point where it's blatantly obvious. Although then again, I guess Robert Lagaya as the grandpa was pretty over the top and in your. See that's the problem. On paper, this movie should work. I think if they took out the arm wrestling angle and just made it about a father reconnecting with his son on a road trip, I think the movie would have worked very well because there were elements of a good movie in there. And even the actor playing Michael, David Mendenhall, he could have been good if he had better directing and if he was a little bit of a better kid actor. But I mean, I've seen worse acting from kids that are older than him. But so overall, I really do feel like this movie, if you're a Stallone fan, it's not a bad watch. It's got a lot of good '80s rock and pop music. Me being a Kenny Loggins fan, uh, hold on, my zipper's stuck. Yeah, as you can clearly see, Kenny Loggins fan. So I was a huge fan of the song "Meet Me Halfway." So that was fun. And I'll be honest, I just put this shirt on today just for the hell of it. I didn't plan on doing that reveal for the review, although I'm sure some of you might call BS on that. But overall, there's not really a whole lot to talk about the movie. It had potential, fell flat. That's really all I gotta say. Um, so next week I will post the final guitar cover for February, and I think next week I'm not sure if I'll review Georgia. I'll probably just review George of the Jungle and do a music vlog a few weeks from now. So that's all I gotta say, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.